Hello everyone, my name is Carlos and today we'll talk about a simple Android application that I made using Android Studio. The app's name is called Egypt Quiz App. This is the icon of the app from my phone. Let's now test it from using the Android emulator. This name is John. The questions here are about Egypt's history, and as you can see here I am asking about flag, which is used nowadays. I'll answer with correct and wrong answers randomly for the purpose of testing the app. There we go. As you can see here, the score is 6 out of 8. This was the submit button. I added also two extra buttons, which are sharing the score through email, also through WhatsApp. Because I'm using the emulator intents, which what I use here in sharing with email and WhatsApp are not supported in the emulator. So I have here a preview for them. This is from the Gmail. This is the screen that comes after clicking sharing the score through email. This is the name of John that we use here, and this is his score in the subject and also here as a text. Also the button of WhatsApp. This is the screen of WhatsApp, like the Gmail but in WhatsApp application. Let's now talk about the code. Here is the activity main of the layout. I used a relative layout and also a linear layout for the questions. I also added here a scroll view. The purpose of the scroll view is to easily scroll vertically through the screen, and also when we rotate it like this, we can scroll easily through the questions. Without it, without this scroll view, the screen would end here and we would not be able to check and see the other questions. Another point we'll talk about, here I use RadioButtons. For example, in these 1, 2, 3, 4 answers for this question, and TextViews for displaying the questions. I also use CheckBoxes and RadioGroups for grouping the radio buttons. What else? Oh yeah, this EditText. This is for question, yes, question 6, which was talking about Egypt's capital nowadays. Here it is. The user can enter his answer through this EditText view. At the bottom of the page, there are these 3 buttons of the submit for getting the score and sharing the score via email and WhatsApp that we talked about. Let's now check the Java file. I have here some methods that are invoked from the layout. For example, here the button which is called submit, which lies right here. When it's clicked, it calls a method called submit, which is right here. I have a variable called score, which I calculate using a method called findScore. In findScore method, I get all the IDs of the views that are important in calculating the score. for example, like RadioGroups, CheckBoxes, EditText, and so on. And I initialize a variable of a score to 0, and here many if statements. Let's pick one to discuss. Here, this is an object of the radio group. It's called radio group number of pyramids. It's about question 1. And here I get the checked radio button ID of this question. So if the user checked, for example, number 2 or 1 or 3 or 4, I get the ID of the checked one here, and I compare it with the correct one, which is pyramids underscore 3, which we can search for it here, which is this one, 3, which is the correct answer. So I check the ID of the checked button with this one. If the user already has checked pyramid 3, which is the correct answer, I increase the score by 1. Same applies for the other question. Let us discuss another thing, which is the checkbox. The question which was about checkboxes was this one. Here we need to check all of these checkboxes like this. Here, as you recall, there are the correct answer Asia and Africa, because Egypt has part in Asia, which is Sinai. So we need to check that Africa is checked, Asia is checked, and also Europe and North America are not checked. So this is demonstrated in this if statement. Yeah, and here in the capital one, the question was asking about what is the capital of Egypt nowadays. Question 6. So I check that the answer that the user entered is equal to Cairo in all variations, with capital letters, small letters, with spaces, and without spaces. And in all these cases, I increase the score by 1, and then I return it here, and then I display the toast as we saw here. The score is out of 8, as we see. Another point here is the point of email and WhatsApp. Also, I use intents in them. So sending score by email, which was about this button, or yes, on click send score. So it invokes this method. I get the name of the user, which was entered above here, which was John, and then I calculate the score and I display a message about sending the score like this. So I display the name and a string of got at a score, which is 6 here in the application. So if it was above 0, I display congratulations, and so on. Here is part of intent. This is the action which is sent to and mail to, because without it, it would ask the user whether to send it through SMS or email, and I want it to be an email. And then this is the subject of the email, and then the text. And this is a check, because if it couldn't display through an email, it doesn't crash or it doesn't make an error. Finally, we have the button of sending through WhatsApp. It's pretty much like the one for email, except that it uses intent for WhatsApp. Thanks for watching and good luck.